name is Melissa Brooks. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm the head women's basketball coach and diversity and inclusion coordinator for the Devils Athletics. This week for the NCAA social media campaign, we are doing diversity and inclusion. And here with me to kick it off is a freshman on our team, the women's basketball team. I will let her introduce herself, so go ahead, take it over.
Hi guys, my name is JD Solentino. I'm from West New York, New Jersey. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm just excited to tell a little bit about myself.
Awesome. Really appreciate you doing this. I can't tell you how excited I am and just thankful that you are here to share a little bit about yourself. Being a freshman especially, and doing this all virtual, you may not have a chance to really get to know people. So this is a really vulnerable moment and I am grateful for it, and I know others are as well. All right, so first I would just like you to talk about yourself a little bit as far as your identity and, you know, kind of how you became who you are.
My identity is obviously her, and obviously, like, I support the LGBTQ community. Definitely wasn't easy being who I am. Now it took like a lot of hardships and like, I don't want to use the word acceptance, but like kind of acceptance. And, you know, I had to honestly put myself in a mindset that I really couldn't like care what other people thought. And it was probably the hardest thing because me as a person, I truly do care a lot what people think. It's something that's always just been about me, whether it's like about me playing basketball, just what I naturally do, like in my everyday life. Like it always kind of matters what people think, which is not always a good thing. And I need to learn how to correct that. So it was hard just hearing different comments and being that I am the person I am around where I live, that I'm very known. So it was hard, but you know, I got there.
So you said that it was hard. Now, as far as how long ago that was to where you are now, how do you feel now about yourself?
10 times better, 100% more confident. It was something that was still very new to me and like uncomfortable, and like comments would bother me and make me rethink my choice. And oh, well, do I really like, am I really part of the LGBT community? Am I really gay or something like that? And it definitely was like difficult because I was young. So it was like, oh, maybe I'm just like young and I'm just like, I don't know what I want. But it came to a point where I sat myself down and actually had to talk to myself. And I was like, you know, at the end of the day, like this is something I'm comfortable with and it is something that I want, and I can't let anybody else like change that.
That's awesome. And it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of growth. And it takes a lot of reflection for you to be able to be like, this is where I am today. That's where I was then. Mm-hmm. I just want you to now share a little bit of some experiences that you may have had during, whether it be your coming out or just in day-to-day operations, day-to-day life, good and bad. Just, you know, there may be others out there that have gone through what you have gone through, or go through what you are going through currently.
How do I answer this weirdly? I guess one of my biggest things that probably had happened to me that had to answer your question was my sophomore year. I went to private school. So I had left my hometown school at 7th grade, middle school, for basically purposes. I'm very well known in my town, and my father owns a very large business in my town. So my family's known. So growing up, I had always a lot of eyes on me and a lot of envious people around me, which was very hard to just be the person who I am, because I was good at what I was doing. I was good at soccer. I was good at basketball. I was good at a lot of things. And like, I just had to deal with, I guess, like a lot of fake people and like people that, you know, oh, I'm here for you, and they weren't. So I left schools in 7th grade, went to private school. Mind you, this private school was a Christian school. So religiously wise, they don't accept, you know, gay people and stuff like that. So my sophomore year, they started clicking onto things and knowing that I was gay and stuff like that, and how I had a relationship with another girl in my school. But however, I did kept it very respectful. We had like rules and stuff like that. I never, you know, did anything in the hallways, nothing like that. To come to find out, probably 2 weeks into my sophomore year, when it started, I got called to the principal's office, and my principal basically told me I couldn't attend to that school anymore. So on and so forth. I was actually very devastated. I had a lot of friends there. I made so many memories with a lot of people, and I was such a good student too. And for, a principal to tell you, you can't be accepted here because, of your preference, not even because of who I was. Like, I was the same person. It's just, I had a preference. It definitely was hard to hear, and definitely for my parents, hard to hear. Like, they didn't really know how to react to it too. And basically, I had to like really honestly like just move on from that. I couldn't really dwell on it. Like, it is what it was. He was a great person and stuff like that. He still checks up on me like till now, but I just had to really move on. I went back to my old high school, and it wasn't anything different. I knew a lot of people from there, so I kind of like, went in it knowing everybody, and I was comfortable with it. And a lot of people ask me famous question like, "Oh, why did you leave?" And I was just like, just personal problems. But I got through it, and I guess that was honestly one of my biggest things that had happened to me, because the type of person and the type of impact I had on that school, I was such a great student, such a great athlete, and for them to choose that, for them not to attend to their school was probably the hardest thing to probably hear. But that's it.
I mean, wow. I really, really appreciate you sharing that story, and it takes a lot of courage for somebody to do that. So be proud of yourself. I hope that when we share this, that people can feel as though they have stories that can relate to that. And you now become somebody that they can say, hey, you know what, that really helped me. And I just have the utmost respect for you. And I can't thank you enough for sharing this story. I wore this shirt for a reason, as strong as the woman next to me. That's JD, obviously, right here. The courage and strength it had for you just to share that. And honestly, just for you to be who you are confidently takes strength. If you have any words of wisdom or anything that you would like to say to anybody as far as, acceptance and inclusivity, let's hear it.
My words of wisdom. Honestly, I'm a big person. I'm just like, it's pretty cliche. Like, it goes around, a lot of people say it, but like, honestly, like, be who you are. And like, you really have to be comfortable with what you want. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, if you cannot be yourself if you're not comfortable with yourself. And that's something that I've always like told myself, like, if this is what I want, I have to make sure like I want it and I'm comfortable with it before I can really like go out there with that. And that was my biggest thing when I was becoming gay. Like, it was like, I first need to be comfortable with it before I want everybody to know and before I want to say that I'm proud about it. So I guess that's the biggest thing I would say, just to be comfortable with yourself and then allow yourself to do what makes you happy, honestly.